till you came along. Never thought I'd find. Take me away in this moment when I'm here with you. Been chasing this feeling, now I feel brand new. Get on a plane, go wherever with you. Take me away in this moment when I'm here with you. Been chasing this feeling, now I feel brand new. Get on a plane, go wherever with you. Take me away. Take me away. Somebody just took my breath away. Held me so tight, it numbed my pain. I was searching for something to ease my mind. Didn't realize you're the one I'd find. Take me away in this moment when I'm here with you. Been chasing this feeling, now I feel brand new. Get on a plane, go wherever with you. Take me away in this moment when I'm here with you. Been chasing this feeling, now I feel brand new. Get on a plane, go wherever with you. Take me away. Take me away. You've taken me higher than I've ever been. 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 You got me hypnotized. Just one look, I get lost in your eyes. You got me mesmerized. You're playing tricks and messing with my mind. You got me hypnotized. You got me hypnotized. Just one look, I get lost in your
Yo. Right. Right. Awesome start. Jackal. Good morning. Hello. It is I, your captain.
You got me hypnotized.
Make the music stop so you can just hear this fucking awesome music here. Just had to make sure you're awake. Well, I'm awake. My allergies are making sure of that. Gets warm here for 1 week and everything wakes up and is like, haha, time to attack. You're going to bed? Alright, sleep well. Thanks for dropping by. Oh yeah, if you're in the Discord, I got a poll going for the next couple hours about if people are interested in a face reveal, and if it wins, I will plan one in the future. Yeah, that's the thing I'm doing. No incentives to do it. I just kind of feel like doing it. Partially for one, because I can't afford a better VTuber model right now, so I'd like to do something with it. There you go. And also, it's just, why not, right? But yeah, so if you wanna vote in that and give your opinion on whether I should or shouldn't, go for it. There's the Discord link, thanks to Jackal. At least over here on the Twitter side. Or Twitch side. Ugh. Don't ever want to be on the Twitter side. Anyway, we're back for more Great Ace Attorney. And we're going into case 2. Hopefully it's short enough that I can finish it before work. Honestly, this is the same reason you did? Yes. It's just like, I can't afford a better model, and, fuck it. Why don't I show my face? And if I plan certain things right, you might still be able to throw fruit at me. But we'll see. Anyway, let's go. On to case 2. A boat! The adventure of the unbreakable spectacled brand.
In a corner of that small, dark room,
Oh,
Sholmes
voice
and
acting.
I waited with bated breath.
Oh boy, oh boy.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound.
Oh,
Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action,
No.
lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band.
speckled band.
I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
But that's a snake. Are you calling it a speckled band because it's long and it's got spots? Ah! Ugh. Oh no. There he
So
is.
then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So,
Except,
this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary...
I have cast my vote. Yay!
And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
Whoa. Whoa.
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident.
What?
By the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
What happened to him?
Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
It better not be me again.
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one
He is
in the...
awkwardly sunburnt. Yeah, he just wrapped half of his face.
I presume you must have heard of me.
No. Uh-huh. Who's dead? My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. Oh, fuck off! Come on, again? I have to defend myself again? Come on. What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. God damn it. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You're a true cold-blooded man. I can't, what? You found me then. We found you. And now you will pay, criminal. How long were you, are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, sorry. Now you have been found, and it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Hey, Susato. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Why am I the fucking finger pointed again? Mr. Sato? Wait, what did you say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Bro, I can't believe Kazuma's dead. Ha! You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. This case better be good, because I'm mad that I'm the fucking suspect again. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin. That was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us that you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs? Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. No. No! Not again! Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Did you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? You know, I knew we were gonna go to England, but I thought we were gonna be like, hey, Kazuma's there, we're gonna go meet up with him, and then we'd find him dead? I didn't think I'd be the fucking suspect in his murder! It was really something else when you brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling cases onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe it. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must have been less of a man than you look. What? Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. I guess that does make sense. Like, no matter which way you go, Japan is very far away from Great Britain. But still, by boat, that sounds so slow. That's like a month and a half. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about time for the steward, where the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there. I think it won't be for long. And anyway, compared to the hiding in my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. Tell you what, why don't I write "keep out" or something on a piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We're supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We leave you at next port. You stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. I can't believe I'm pegged as the murderer again. No, I'm not a murderer. Duh, you said it before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san? Please. Tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. There's something I would like to ask you too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. He's really been killed, hasn't he? This isn't a bad dream? I'm so mad about this. These handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. But it's clearly been, like, broken. Like, or is that break because they busted in the door? What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have any other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? I mean, yeah, okay, so by your logic, we are in a locked door / locked door situation. Because yes, he was murdered inside of his cabin, but I was inside of a pantry with a label that was put over it saying, "Keep out." How in the world would I be able to get myself in there with no way of sticking my hand out and perfectly put on a piece of paper, on a sticker or a piece of paper sticker, whatever that shit was made out of, that says "keep out" on it smoothly to the point where the guy could peel it off very slowly? Did he die? Or did I murder him, get in the thing, and he put the thing on? What's your logic there? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. Oh yeah? They don't know how he died. The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, He has no post-mortem analysis experience. I suppose we shall learn more and I don't suppose we'll fuck, man. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port call. So presumably that means there's no obvious external sign of injury then. That's true, yes. Can anyone tell me what exactly happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Susato, come on. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage, but this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and we managed to get inside. Why would he... Okay. Why would he write something in Russian? Like, I understand that he can speak English, but can he also speak Russian? I don't know. That seems really suspicious to me. There was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. Is it? This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. And I've told you everything that I know. It's my turn to ask a question. Yes? Alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Ooh! Twoothing. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruto-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? Oh, no. That would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He was like, hey, get in my suitcase and don't ask questions. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? We'll never see his flowing headbands again. Unless he's not dead. They haven't determined the cause of death yet, and back in this time period, if they can't determine the cause of death, it means you're just not dead. He's just sleeping really, 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 really hard. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something that you can decide for yourself. London is the spearhead of the cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level... If you were to become a lawyer, then... Then what? Nothing. Ah, shit. Forget it. Done. Forget what? Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yeah, maybe. Something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I'd ever seen it before. Did he know he was a target? Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. We're perfect, in fact. You know, I like Sato-san. I do. I hope she's not our, like, assistant throughout the rest of this only, because I really love the trope of dumbass lawyer, equally dumbass assistant that come together to become, like, this incredible ability to figure shit out. I hope that she either is, just pretending to be like this, but really she's just as weird as Maya and all the rest of them that have been assistants throughout the years. I want my dumbass. Please. We are supposed to be dumb of ass, but good of heart. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into the wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. No! Susato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. Ugh. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how, and why they did it. I'm so sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Yeah! She fucking flipped us. What the? That was a Susato takedown. Am I flying? Susato, what? What martial arts form was that? Where did I land? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already that what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I had to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Take that!
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always puts it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or other crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-san thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Did I land on the bed? Like, I should be on the floor. Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you. So you really believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. Maybe you can spirit yourself out of the wardrobe to the outside by projecting yourself out there to place the seal onto the fucking door. How could I have done it? I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put this... I was kidding! Damn you, Shutsukubi, let me make jokes! In the back position. What does she think I am? A magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I'll have my doubts. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure that you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. What is this? Ace Attorney 6? Right. Well, anyway, I should start... ah! Anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. I still don't think he's dead. Oh, you're in here too? Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but that is not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. Yeah, you might have useful information, though. I'll have to keep trying. So last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Niet, of course not. Now back to the corner of the room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah, yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san? What, I wasn't done investigating. Oh. I'm sure you're careful to look around using B and M, aren't you? B and M? What? So many keys on this keyboard. Let's investigate all corners of this cabin. I'm not even done to investigate the corner that I started with. Let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Yeah? What's this? It's the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Briot. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabin. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Hey, we had a sword. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I mean, if we're gonna get technical about it, I'm probably on the pet side. I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. I'm sorry, I should be reading, but I got distracted by whatever this is down here. Segi, the Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet you, can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on the ship? I'm not... Okay, alright. Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Whoop. Sorry. Yes, he's always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on the ship. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. That's my dinner from last night. A roasted chicken. The hell part of the chicken were you eating? I ain't never seen a bone like that in a chicken unless it was the wing. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate it at the table, of course. Which begs the question of, when and how the plate ended up on the floor. Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Now I'm suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Oh. There's nothing on the table at all. Plate and the cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. It's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So, then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No! Your YouTube chat is broken? What? Now it's not. Huh. I don't know why it wasn't updating properly. Thank you for popping over to let me know on the Twitch side. And thank you for the follow. We're one step closer to Banjo-Kazooie 100%. Okay, hold on. Still in this case, wait. That was someone else. Is that the best girl? Probably on the bed. Okay, so you were responding the whole time and I just didn't see it. I'm so sorry. How did he tie the knot on the outside of the bag? Yeah! Susato's a minor. He's definitely dead. No, I don't want him to be dead. Even if he was just unconscious, he'd be dead after a few minutes. Yeah. This is only one ghost case without murder. And yeah, I think YouTube chat's frozen. Chat seems to be broken. I don't think he was straight. Our boyfriend's dead. Now what are we gonna do? Yeah. Anyway. So perhaps you are responsible for what happened. No. So, was the chicken drugged? And that's why we got so fucking knocked out? I'd like to think that's what happened. What's this? A tiny bell. What do you think of this? It seems to be a pretty piece of broken glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to be broken clean in two. Glass of such beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly created a cute little trinket like this or carried it around with him, would he? It could have been his brother's or like a family member's. He's not breathing oxygen, so his brain's not getting oxygen, depending on how long it can cause severe brain damage after a few minutes, and after a few minutes death. I mean, if he was just knocked out, he would still be, like, breathing, because our brain, like, our body's still taking oxygen whether or not we're conscious. His actual, like, his air tract would have to have been cut off somehow to continue to keep us, like... So, like, strangulation is definitely something that can kill you, but you don't die immediately upon your, like, going unconscious from it. If they let go before you're actually dead, you will start breathing again, unless they broke your air pipe. That's the long and short. So that's why you got to kind of finish the job with that kind of situation. But we'll see. We don't even know the cause of death yet. The mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It's a sort of brick-like hue. Yeah, you're right. It's the color of a brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere in the cabin. It's a very large travel case, isn't it? Yeah, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. And I was brought on board inside that case. Ah, yes, I see it says this way up in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than Susato takedown. All we saw Ryunosuke is by. He and Kazuma obviously had something going on, but he ended up with Susato is basically canon. We'll see. And yeah, no, definitely. It's an Ace Attorney character, so obviously all of them are gay in some way, shape, or form. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way. What's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. It's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mowed down at once. I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training. Do you think? I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps... It was you, Naruto-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Objection! Hey, chair. Could the way that these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Oh? I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Wait, we're altering the crime scene? Alright. Susato didn't just kind of let us do that. Yeah. So no adoption. Ryunosuke doesn't have a kid. Phoenix doesn't exist, and then Phoenix is a blood descendant. True, but I wonder if Ryunosuke ever had any other family. I did go and look up Phoenix's Japanese name, and that's when I was like, okay, we are playing an ancestor of... Well, not ancestor, but we're playing a blood relative of Phoenix. Did Kazuma write this before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed to the floor. Again, why is it in Russian? I suppose he wrote the message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Or Kazuma. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. Almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. Inosuke is his great-great-grandfather. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah. Right. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, hey, we're on a Russian ship, and this is written in Russian. And I don't think he knew Russian. I don't think this is Japanese, Naruto-san. What? Then, what language is it? They wrote in that language because they didn't have a lot of time to think of another one. They were, in fact, Russian to write that down. Ah! Good one, Chair. Pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. But what does it mean, I wonder? Wait, so the detective never said what the Russian words mean? Boo. You are professionally funny, Chair. Just like me. Yeah, this is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. Didn't even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means... What? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened. Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Fuck! Susato! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. He's dead, and it was... But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Damn it, Susato. That could be important. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Oy. Lamp. Oh. This is... Yes. It's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring the bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Alright, there's a little bit of Maya in her. Just a tiny bit so far. Didn't know you could set pronouns with Twitch. How do you do that? It's specific with the chat bubbles I use for Twitch. I don't remember how it's specified. I'd have to look it up. It's been a while. But it is something that you can, like, put together. And you can set your pronouns. Ding ding. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone's busy. That's all. I mean, there was a murder in here and they were probably told to ignore it. Hey, look, a vent. Is that some kind of opening for a ventilator? The hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it was, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. Oh, you remember what I used to set? Yeah. Oh no, I know Susato has no relation to Maya. I checked the Japanese name for Maya, and they're not the same. I don't know. I can't remember how it was set up. Perhaps it was so that rain and spray didn't find their way in when the sea is rough, or something like that. I suppose maybe that's it. Hi? The fuck you come from, dude? As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... I love that she's looking at him. Motherfucking Sholmes over here just appeared out of nowhere. You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here. He looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruto-san, don't tell me... Do you really not know who that is? He's English? What the fuck would I... Oh, no, she's a fangirl. He's clearly European. Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And he's investigating Kazuma's desk. Or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. I'm just imagining it. Or is Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see if I can see what he says. I did talk to the crewman already. Oh, please do. I'm gonna talk directly to his butt. Excuse me. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation. Do I order a pizza or chicken tenders? Pizza. Susato is the best character in the franchise, and I will die on that hill. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Ah, fuck! Greetings! Hi! Shit, I didn't read the rest of that. He scared me. I hope I haven't kept you long. We have a tie. Picking the other option. It's the Sholmes. It's the Schlimes. Jump scare. Whoa! Chair. Flip a coin. What exactly are you doing in Kazuma's desk just now? Why, I was disturbing the crime scene, of course. Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. He got us! Oh god, chat, he knows we were in Afghanistan just like a week ago. Fuck, was there sand on me still? Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? Sholmes is fucking with you. No, I think he's absolutely right. How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It is really the most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. He's got us. He's pinned us down so hard. I asked Lime and she said tenders. There you go. You have 16 victims of, you leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and you now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the what the fuck is that? Beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. What? Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Pinned him now. He got me good. I'm a Russian-born citizen who just came out of Afghanistan after fleeing my home country that is fraught with revolution to become an assassin, internationally known wide, planning to go to Great Britain to blow up the Crystal Tower, whatever the fuck that is, and Kazuma just happened to find me hiding inside of his wardrobe and I killed him. And then resealed it by projecting myself outside of the cabin to put the seal back on to make it look like I didn't do it. This duology... No. Sorry. Gotta draw the line there. Nope. Nuh-uh. One Piece better. Just to be clear, are you talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did it too. Susato! We were in Japan together. Open the blinders, girl. No. One Piece is peak fiction. Especially recently. Don't ever look this guy directly in the eyes. He will get you. He will pin anything on you. What? And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen. There's no way I... God damn it. 3 times. No more. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Susato, I was in Japan with you. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came to your head. Bro, the last One Piece arc has been some of the best storytelling I've seen in a long time. Oh my god, yeah. Like, just everything that's happening right now in Elbath is just fucking gonna just destroy me. I know it. I can't wait for everything to come to a head. But was I not right? Both, actually. Egghead was great too. Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see? What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of the murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction, more plain observation. Anime is still on Egghead. We're getting close to Egghead coming up. Like coming back. I think it's supposed to be coming back in March, if not April. One of the two. And hopefully it'll be better paced. Like, I really hope that they are going to do this where they let their animators breathe for a bit. Every now and then. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude, and more often than not, I am right. I.e., bitch, I throw shit at the wall and whatever sticks is what makes me a genius. I thought April, but I might be confused. It was something else. I think it is April, but I just can't remember. It depends on how far they are into the special edit of Fishman Island. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Herlock Sholmes! So it's really you, the actual Herlock Sholmes. We're hoping that it'll be an Usopp arc. Otherwise, what else is Oda gonna do with him at the moment? This is literally his arc. I hope. Oh, it's also gonna be an arc where they just fucking destroy us. I know it. The very same, the inimitable actual Herlock Sholmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san? The most famous detective in the world, Naruto-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on? I must ask him what he deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Ain't done shit since Dressrosa. Yeah, he hasn't. Have I examined... I mean, I'm assuming I examined everything in the room already. What was it, B? Bed, the vent, the kit. Oh no, I never examined the bed. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Let's say the most he's done was help to upgrade the climb attack. He's upgraded the climb attack. He did help a little bit during the raid in Onigashima, but yeah, he hasn't done anything major since Dressrosa. Which, as much as I know people complain, and it has been like years for us, everybody's got to remember that in timeline, Dressrosa maybe happened a month and a half ago. Like, you got to remember how quick the time, or like how much time has passed in actual world since everything has happened. Oh no, I suppose not. Although it might have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I basically have lived in that wardrobe. Last night was no exception. Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Okay. Great detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German. Herlock, was it? He's pretty good looking. For a lunatic, I'll say. I mean, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I'd give him a kiss. I mean, when he told to deny Luffy's dream to save him. To save himself? No. When he told Nami to, like... Was that really what happened? I gotta go back and look, because I don't remember him saying that. But till you see him without the overcoat. Oh boy. I can fix it. Well, from what I understand, he's not a terrible character. He just has a rough start. I mean, I don't think he said to deny it. He just told her to lie so that way, you know, she wouldn't get killed. But, you know, if he was faced in that same situation, as in if he was told to say the same thing, that motherfucker would have done the same thing Nami did and still said that Luffy would be the Pirate King. There's no question. The only reason he was willing to do it was because he wasn't the one in immediate danger. Oh no, I have no hair. I mean I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. All right. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rensit magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. He's beating the shit out of them, and she told him, yeah, to say that he'd never achieve his dream. Outright told her he'd never be the king of the pirates. I have to go back and look at the chapter. I don't think he straight up said that. No, I don't think so. So you're the protagonist in the series of short stories, then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I am not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. I watched it recently, that's what he said. You can't trust the anime. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer recorded my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer? Do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? Oh no. I just put together. So, is this like the son or relative of the Wilson who died in Japan? I must say, thanks to that publication, I have been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of the cursed royal crown. Really, can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Same guy. Same guy? But then he wasn't in London. He's been in Japan for 3 years. Sholmes is crazy. Got it. Deduction. You see, it is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer noticed even the most suitable reactions of his subjects. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin, all of these are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. Sholmes is a genius. He's just constantly screwing around in a way that helps people. Alright. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only short moments ago. How can he look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction. And fame! That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow! Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in this most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these because of him. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their numbers, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. So, my last name is Japanese, but you're still claiming that I'm Russian? We only just opened the borders recently. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, 2 facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? 2 facts, you say? So many. Roof piece is still annoying. It's way worse in the anime. The manga had a much better pacing to it. He's trying his best, I think. Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what 2 facts were apparent when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand. But what were they? Looks directly at Dressrosa. Yes, the anime for Dressrosa was fucking terribly paced. Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Yet there's a vent that connects to the next door. Anyway, the victim was Russian, killed following dispute with an acquaintance. Outside of the Russian word on the floor, dude, everything in here points to the fact that he was a Japanese citizen. Are you fucking insane? Elucidate. Words. Hold on, Chums. What made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Clearly, this is Russian. It is a Russian word for wardrobe. So the real killer knew that we were here. Obviously, because they probably heard us through the vent. He's just bored, so he's screwing with you. This is too much to be screwing with us. Do you really think Kazuma-sama would have left a dying message in Russian? Never mind, don't let him cook again. In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their heads. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Gabarad. Gabarad may be the name of the killer. A certain Robert Grade, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe, there at least, where I found, where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Where you found. That feels like a translation error. Quite so. Oh, that was a question. Oh. I felt like a statement, and I didn't realize who was talking. Quite so. I found you. The renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian, too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, your outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. If he's actually fucking with us, then he's doing a terrible job of making it clear that he doesn't know what's going on. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea! And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim in the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Give to me. I want to look at it. Okay, alright. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. She takes his word as gospel until she gets fed up. She should be fed up already. He's been saying clearly wrong things that she knows are wrong this entire time, but she's just taking it as is. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Okay, so he's handsome. That's it. That's all he's got going for him, and that's okay. He's a himbo, Your Honor. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes. Thank you. Yay! Photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I want to look at it again. Hold on. Shut up. Shut up. So this was definitely just written out in Russian. There's no blood going on, like, in here at all. Was he poisoned too? I get the feeling that the chicken was drugged and it was supposed to be meant for knocking out, either specifically meant to knock out Naruhodo, or it was meant to knock out Kazuma. Like, neck snap? It could have been a neck snap, but there we would probably see some bruising, and that would have come up by the coroner already. Even if he doesn't have, like, post-mortem experience, you could still recognize that there was damage done to the neck. Gumshoe is Imbo. Yes, you're correct. He is definitely Imbo. God, I wish he was Imbo, Your Honor, was line spoken in real court. Yeah, like I said, the doctor, he doesn't have post-mortem experience, but you would notice there was damage to the neck. Even if you don't have the experience, like, of a coroner. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that? He's only just been taken away. Oh, okay. I thought that he was taken away a little while ago, and they were still examining. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Do you think? I don't know how to say that. Certainly, if you're interested. How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian. Can we talk about your deduction before the things you concluded about me, I mean? Ah, the most famous, accurate, troubling predicament that you find yourself in. Actually, it was more the other details that I was hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part. Ah, yes. The more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. We have this morning's paper, the main headline read. How did we get this morning's paper? Are we on the Grand Line? Did the bird come in and deliver the paper? How did we get the paper out in the middle of the ocean? The fuck? Revolutionary Valen Borsnik flees Russia via Shanghai. Magic. Yeah. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? Well, he already went into his explanation for that. Sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because it was Kazuma, because of what Kazuma wrote on the floor. Yes. It's a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit in this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. I look nothing like the guy in the paper. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yeah, come over here and rip my mask off. Yes, you, Valen Borsvik. No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Got me there! I think he has something against you at this point, holy moly. I think he did it. I think he's the murderer. Ugh, please. And I might add that your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination, the blowing up of the Crystal Tower? Your Honor, I was wrong. I can't fix it. He's too broken, Your Honor. There's nothing left. Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all of those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Borsnik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? It depends on the kind of revolutionary he is. And what about the part you said just returning from Afghanistan? Quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik is recently returned from a period of subversive activities in war-torn region of Afghanistan. I know we're in a fictional Earth, so are they saying that, like, even in, like, the 1800s, Afghanistan was also war-torn? Where even is it, anyway? This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself. A little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all of that is of interest of me within its pages. And I see no rubbish bin nearby. Article about the revolutionary has been entered into the court record. An article of the pages, the headline is Revolutionary Velen Borsi. And you may find the article on the back of the paper interesting as well. Oh, you don't say. I want to see. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. Rotate. Oh, I will rotate, but I also wanted to examine it. The article on the front of the newspaper is concerned with the fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary Valen Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, you told us that before. It reveals also that that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale. As a proud Russian citizen myself and revolutionary, I shaved my own beard off. Oh, to have the delusional confidence of Sholmes, right? My goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he'll only need to shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Spin! Uh-oh. Hi. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant not all the time? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. Nope, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? It looks more like she's a ballet dancer, considering the other image. She is a child. Let's upgrade that uh-oh to oh no. Then. I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Ruh-roh. Ah! Did he just grab her and throw her out of the way? Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. Pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, a dancer was reported missing. Is she in the cabin next to us? She's, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? And it would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Susano's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novich Ballet, and it would seem the director is beside himself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. One Russian flees their country, and suddenly all of them are doing it. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Alright, so now we got both articles, or it was just updated. Has been entered. Okay. Is there anything of importance on the back of here? Okay. So is that like a separate entry? Okay. Good to know. On the back, cast your eyes over it sometime if interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. Oh yeah? A Russian-born citizen like myself? It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe, for the moment, the desktop of the victim. Uh-huh. Yep, he's got a journal. You see the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes on the trip. Ah, but... I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you read it already? It's my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what Susanoo Takedown is. Susato-san, aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? Oh, sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Ah, yes. The classic Ace Attorney hypocrite. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belongs to the victim. Yes. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to detail. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. This diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So what was that about? All about showing off about before then, huh? If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. Oh yeah? I am much obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I hear faint whistling sound. Whistling sound? These are very deep waters, pray, go on. The second sentence reads, at 1:35, what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. So he was bit by a snake. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Adjoining. Diary has been entered into the court record. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writing in his diary have piqued my interest. A matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exhilaration. Exaltation. I can't read words that are big like this. I'm too dumb. Oh yes, I intend to investigate, hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrists would reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No. There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided that I was the culprit in the first place. Oh, ad break. Bye, Twitch side. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you the culprit at any point. I saw the cutscene, bro. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that he's got a split personality. That's the only explanation. There's two men inside of him. One is a dumbass and the other is a dumbass. They're both idiots. No Ace Attorney game is complete without gaslighting. Yay! Oh, God. Every case is gaslighting. Are you quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? No, not really. So, what were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Twitch just tried to give me 7 ads in a row, so I switched back. That's perfectly fair. I fully understand. But hey, if you ever decide that you want to subscribe, you get fun emotes like this one where I bounce up and down in a squishy manner, and it's great. Yeah, Twitch ads are pretty bad. All ads are bad, let me be honest. But I get shadow banned if I don't play 3 an hour. I'm broke AF, it's fine. I didn't read that. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. Oh, no. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. It's so cool. Look at my little guy. I made it myself. I made everything you see except for my VTuber model. Because I don't have the ability to do that. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruto-san, what are you just standing there for? Huh? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Yeah! After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? Susato? Girl. Why the Admiral's jacket? Well, because I like white. It's actually a pirate's jacket, but I have switched up my backstory to say that I used to be a Marine, but I left to become a pirate. And I kept my jacket. You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in rolling over. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things that I can do to help myself. I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this, and bring the real culprit to justice. What else is there to examine? I thought I got everything. Yeah, these are all one thing. That's one thing. Him again? Excuse me. What? I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Would you mind if I investigate a little outside? Grandmother told me Japanese people don't make jokes. Sorry? Criminal is asking a prison guard to help him escape. Very funny. We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping. Niet! You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it is up to the Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay. Alright. There's no point in trying to appeal to this man's better nature. That's for sure. Okay, so that's not it. Oh. I never examined the door. When I went to help the crewmen, I forced the door open. They forced the door open. This bolt was firmly been closed. It's quite a small bolt, not particularly sturdy. Just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would have been no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. Wait. Oh yeah, that's why it's busted off this way, because... Well, no. How could it have been forced open that way if the hinges, judging by the way the door is, should be on the outside? Or am I just being stupid? I'm probably just being stupid. It probably does open inward. I'm dumb. Anyway. I guess not innocent until proven guilty right now. Yeah, this is Ace Attorney. You're guilty until proven innocent. You're so right, I almost forgot. It's not bolted shut now. No, not anymore. Until the door is bolted with the door bolt, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel all tensed up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and a thread to draw a bolt across from the other side of the room in a situation like this. You know, I was thinking the same thing. That they, like, just latched it with a string and just pulled it. But they would need something to get the string back. Guilty until someone else is declared guilty. Yeah, that's true, too. There's always got to be another culprit. You can't just prove the person innocent with facts and logic and evidence. There also needs to be somebody else to pin. She's got a little book. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. Perfectly? That's not good for airflow. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. Her tome of infinite knowledge. Yeah. She glared at me like that. I feel pins and needles all down my spine. Ah! Oh, look over there. The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he? Hey, Natsusaga. What's up, dude? That's what I thought. I saw him in the cutscene. Why don't we try talking to him? Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again, but I suppose I could try. Hosonaga, my bad. Hosonaga, what the fuck are you doing here? Is something wrong? Not Hodo-san? Oh, no, it's just this crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Yes, what can I do for you? I recognize that face, but it can't be. And as if to prove it, it is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Don't wipe it on your... Alright. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board the ship. Again? Is he good? I don't know. He's got some chronic illness. You certainly seem to be enjoying undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of his hopeless situation. He's having constant allergic reactions to his favorite food. I forgot that everybody in Ace Attorney is an idiot. Like, on some level, they're an idiot. So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector? The air. He's allergic to breathing, Your Honor. Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? Also, why are you still bowing like that? I'm so sorry. I killed Kazuma. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. I was kidding? For what? He has an undiagnosed soba allergy, and it runs in his family. The soba shop, so he's constantly eating it. Does it tell us that in the game? Because if it did, I'm a little sad that got spoiled. Because I would have found that very funny when it came up. I orders were to act as Asagi-san's bodyguard. Oh. It was the Minister of Justice, Jikogu, I hope that's how it's pronounced, who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. You did a great fucking job. It was revealed in the art book? Okay, then that's fine. Was he the judge? Oh, they stopped saying his name, or they only called him Your Excellency, so I don't remember. Assassinated? How could that have even been a possibility? I'm not sure, but clearly it was right. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jikogu said that we should be prepared for all eventualities. Judge Seshiro Jikogu. Seshiro. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. I mean, you could have. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And it didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here on the first class deck. Oh, wow. So we're on the first class deck, huh? But again, why couldn't you assign him a visible bodyguard? Like, I feel like there's no reason why you couldn't. Actually give him a visible escort. Right. I don't understand the reasoning as to why they couldn't have done that outside of orchestrating the fact that we have to have him killed for story reasons so that we can go forward with whatever secret mission he was supposed to be doing. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I am a disgrace. But all I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Can you tell the other guy to uncuff me? To catch potential assassin unaware. Unfortunately for him, the plot needed to happen. Yup. I mean, if that was the case, like it was to catch the assassin unaware, then you don't need to specifically say he's the bodyguard, but you could have set him up as the roommate instead of a member of the crew. You know? I mean, it would have made our little thing a problem, but, you know, at least it would have kept him nearby. So this situation probably could have been avoided. Instead of making him a crew member where he doesn't have access to everything. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not! We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you moved even to touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Snap my neck, you say? I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. The crew would have the most access? I mean, yeah, but they can't access his room to keep him safe. Because, you know, door. But then you wouldn't be handcuffed and you wouldn't have to have this epic yap session with Sholmes. Note the fish tie. The fish tie? Are you talking about on his tie? Is that what that's called? Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm gonna need something persuasive. The tie is a fish. Is it? Is that what that is? That's why they call it a fish tie, because it's supposed to look like a fish? What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how... There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruto-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already have in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it as many times in your trial. Simply select and present the panel and choose some evidence that Inspector I hit the button too fast. And choose the evidence that Inspector Ozanaka could use. So evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin. Alright, yes. I think I might know what we can use. Let's see if I can present the detective with evidence that he needs to persuade the captain. What do I have? I mean, is it the same evidence? No, I know what it is. I know what it is. What? Why won't it let me present it? Is it because I'm here? Oh, I have to go to present. Ah, shit. What's that? I knew it was the diary. No helping. No helping unless I ask for it. It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator. Is it? You're very astute, Inspector. It's that one! That ventilator clearly joins the next door to the next door cabin. That's right. So we could investigate in there. We might be able to work out what this speckled band was. I only know what it's referring to because of the opening cutscene. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. Then where were you a moment ago? I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move, and we can leave this cabin at last. Move. Alright. We'll just walk right past the guy who's standing in our way, but, you know, it's fine. Ooh. Oh, that's cute that it's got just a compass on it. That's nice. Ketchup sauce. Yeah. There's Mousetrap! There's Rat here. Where is he? I want to see him. Phew. Finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. This is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on the study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodations in steerage. They put you in steerage? Damn. That's sad. Holy shit, the markings on his face! That's not a sunburn! Is it? Fuck! Brain just fucking fired off. God, I can feel it smoking. It's working too hard. Oh, look over there. There's another crewman keeping watch. He looks enormous, even if he's sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodations. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes here in here who shouldn't. I suppose. Like people in handcuffs? Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Oh, yes, I know. But the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please, don't give me that pitying look. Cool. Sir, I'd like to speak with you for a moment if I could. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask you something? You little third-class lady's maid? Oh. We seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman Biff Stroganoff. Beef stroganoff, huh? Alright. So rude. You want to see the rat? I was gonna assume it's huge because on ships they usually are a decent size. Rat's good. Can't believe his name is Beef Stroganoff. God damn it. The best is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. We here are in finest parts of Buria steamship. Very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding the place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway in. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean, but Stroganoff is not animal. He's not an animal. Interesting name. It's making me hungry. Thank you. If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asugi's currently occupied? Ah! But in Russian. So is that the son? Did you understand that? It sounded like da! So yes. I think it's probably Russian for no. For yes or no. No, niet is for no. So we heard that earlier. Genius. I like him. I like him a lot. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Oh! He's got an actual fish tie. Okay, now I see it. He's got a little button on there. It gives it an eyeball. That's cute. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asugi's? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is a very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman. Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with the murder of Student Boy. Clearly, he is never even associated. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Ed is authentic Western gentleman. Such a gentleman would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Red came aboard? That's not your business. I read it before I pushed the button too fast. Come to think of it. Even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, we've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time. I've never once heard anything from next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Now, presumably, since the gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins... Laughs in Russia, losing in war to Japan. Yeah? He must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Last night I was... Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Da, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about Student Boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Hit! Son, did you understand that? It's clearly a no! I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. What happened to your face? And a part of your neck? Did you encounter some kind of binding creature? Or did you go outside and partially wrap your face? So you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no! Sorry! I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. This is enough. I cannot say more. Fell asleep on a deck chair. Yeah. Sideways. He just collapsed right onto it, and his face was just up against the plastic. Oh. Is it time? It is time for me to report to the captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, all right. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or as English say, when pigs fly. Yes, I understand. When the lobster whistles on top of the mountain? I mean, I guess that does make sense, because why would a lobster be on top of a mountain? Good, we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. Oh, did me talking to him first, if I tried to touch anything, he would have been like, stop that! Don't look at things. Yeah, this looks like the plan of the SS Bria. It shows each deck. Look. Bria is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Ryunosuke didn't take third-grade science. Buoyancy, my boy! Buoyancy! The shape of the ship! Oh, it's actually really quite simple, Naruto-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal. They're just lumps of earth. Many, many times larger than the ship, and they don't sink, do they? They're floating happily on the sea. Oh, the gods created them. Oh, my poor simple young man, young girl. Oh, you're so cute. You mean the mountains? Yes, every continent is floating on the ocean, but none of them are connected to, like, the mantle of the earth whatsoever. Well, I suppose so. And that's it. Buoyancy has existed for years. Like hundreds and hundreds of years, but they don't know nothing about it. That book on top of the table there really is huge. There's a pen with it. Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log. Shall we have a look through it? Writing's so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Anyway, look here. Last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means that there was nothing to report. Is that so? That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of that door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I was a little too far there. No, that started with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. Where is the latch on the door? How do they open it from this side? Do they just grab the portal? He's a shelter kid from an island nation that separated itself from the rest of the world for 200 years in a time when science was only just starting to practice again for over 200 years ago. Yeah, but Japan still would have had ships. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. That one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in the cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. No answer. Speaking of which, how do they open the fucking doors from the outside? Are those bars to just pull on? I don't know. Anyway, there's no depth to them, so I'm not sure. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help our inquiries. How annoying. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, please press only in times of emergency. And it looks as though it sets alarm bells ring all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. What is this, a bus? Oh. This I have to see. What are you doing, Aharo-san? You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. Also, Japan's school system is only about 20 to 30 years old. At that point, buoyancy wouldn't have been common knowledge at the time. That one I'll give you. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. Be considered higher level in those days. Yes, that I agree with. The concept of buoyancy did exist, it just wasn't meant for people who weren't above a certain status. I wish everything would just stop, the ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect everyone else. Ah! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside! Ah! Fuck! White man jump scare. My heart. I'm about to break down the door. But I didn't get to look at the rat trap. Mr. Sholmes, I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. You gotta redo this scream at a higher pitch, sir. No, I can't do it. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. Oh, good lord, he's back. Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be upset. As you can see, there's nobody but me in the cabin. That's the ballerina, isn't it? I'm calling it now. That's the ballerina. That's not the resistance guy. The revolution guy. Hell, the world wasn't even fully mapped at that point. Oh, yeah. True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. Don't confirm, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there. But in that case, who just screamed? Sus. Yes. Get out. All of you. Now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsley Roylott, I believe. Yes, that's me. And you are? I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt? No. I'm a great detective among great detectives. One who adorns the cover of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. This man uses that magazine like a business card. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emitting from within these walls. There wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So, might I be so bold as to ask you open the small traveling case? Surely a young woman could fit inside there. What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Now, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. There's a pet in there. There's a pet in there. There's a pet in there. That's not a young ballerina, though the ability to definitely be flexible would not have scrunched herself into that thing. There is a pet in there. I'm hoping it's a dog. It better be a dog. He's saying like he's done it before. I wouldn't put it past him though. That and also he's probably figured out how we stowed away on the ship at this point. Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, the case just shook. Leave now, otherwise I'll call the steward. So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsley Roylott. No dog until the next game. No! But what dog? There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before the burly sailor returns. Excuse me a moment, as if... Sholmes! The fuck are you doing? Bro's just sitting in the wardrobe, having a thought. Twiddling his fingers. What do you think you're doing? Ah! This is my cabin. Get out. Could we just have a quick look inside your traveling case, perhaps? He does that sometimes, clearly. No! Ah, what a pity. I think we're out of luck. I think you're right. There doesn't appear to be anything more we can do. I agree, but there may be someone else who can help. Perhaps the great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Roylott. Why is this marking as seen? This is not. This is. Oh. Okay. So because alright, so we gotta convince him to let us snoop first. Okay. Because I was like, hey, the bookshelf is exactly the same as in our cabin. So what's going on here? Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? I like how he's still in there. You only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing in there? I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of deduction into service. Oh! And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on. For once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, clearly is trying to hide something. You've got a piece of paper in him pocket and and scissors where you're cutting out something. Hold on a second. Okay. Our Russian host is hiding something. Do you know what the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why, the truth, of course. Okay. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards is so clearly exposed? Was gonna say a gun. That would be effective. Would you like to witness it? Oh yes, please. Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. It's great. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? fucking love this bit. From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or the Russian on account of his dubiousness? Or Russian on account of his dubiousness? I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you, or anyone. That's right, and Mr. Sholmes... I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read... It's a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence, and bias is judgment. Its bias is the judgment. Ah. Shh. 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 I must have complete silence. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all of the facts. Mr. Raylet, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those scissors, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Uh-huh. Are you not? There we go. I'm scared. Number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at the very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you've been discovered. Does it not? Ah! But... Oh, Naruhodo-san, I never imagined that I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes. Was a great deduction? Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. She is deep in it. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person. What ineffable twaddle. Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. It's just like a dream come true. I can hardly believe it, but all the color is drained from Mr. Raylet's face. It looks like somehow both Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. Are they? How could you? How could I possibly know such a thing? You wish to say? Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at the pair of conclusions. So I do cordially invite you to upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deduction together. Oh no. Oh no. Old man's identity. I'm gonna say it wrong forever. I'm sorry. So the dubious-looking Russian Mr. Roylott, obviously, what catches the eye in the first place? Is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now, we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer is, of course, is staring us in the face. You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away that copious beard you sport. Now moving on. I love the reaction to the spotlight. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of that magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard that you will this morning's newspaper, in particular the fascinating first-page article, which it would appear you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. No, I don't think so. The nose is wrong. Ears are wrong. The beard is wrong. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary Valin Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. He's in front of the newspaper. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Oh no. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. But it's an entirely different kind of beard. Sholmes figured out he's just giving you clues. I understand he's pointing me in the direction, but also why? Well, gameplay, obviously, but still. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. How nice of him. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, Valin Bolshevik. But I thought I was Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand? I feel like that conclusion is still technically correct. Now, as for my second conclusion, you are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime of the follicle nature. And the proof of this crime is over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylett. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to their to let their eyes stray, you see. Oh. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our eyes. Yes, the traveling case. At this time, I think that the case be opened and the contents laid bare. No, I refuse. What could you possibly be concealing, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps? One slight enough to fit therein? Yeah. Don't be absurd. And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady that is, young lady in the traveling case? Dear me, are we not well suited to the life of crime? We are not well suited to the life of crime, you see. Your careless coup d'oeil, I don't know, betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your figurative glance to find the answer. What it actually turns out is that he's actually the ballerina in disguise, and it's Bolshevik who's stuffed inside the case. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your travel case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page, renowned prima ballerina of Novich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. I put the game down if that was true. You know, it still wouldn't be the craziest thing that's ever happened in one of these games. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Kidnapping of a young ballerina. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of the Russian enigma Elemensky. Elemensky? Sato-san? That wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know? But that did seem a little different somehow. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes. Could you come over here a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind... Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but... These two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at that time I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. In fairness, Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Rowlet does look more like this man than you do. That's not the point. The other thing is that the part of him abducting the ballerina. Indeed, a truly startling revelation. Wow. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at a first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child in that case, even if you pushed really hard. I don't like the thought of that. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. Greg! Thank you for the raid! What's up? How was your stream? Hold on, I gotta shout out my buddy Greg. Ah.
I did the first time on purpose, like, because I knew he would kill us. If we don't know for sure if he actually does something different, if I keep sparing him, then I'm not gonna spend too much time. Oh, hey, I actually did that flawlessly. That was awesome.
Whoops. How did I do that? How was your stream, dude? Sir! It's him! He's here! He came all the way from Smash! Where's my mouse? There it is. Alright, hold on. What's going on over here? Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. And Dan. Anyway, how far did you get in Baldur's Gate? Was good. Wrecked an asshole wizard. Nice. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out of that case. That is an absorbently funny and morbid thought. Because she would have to be dead. Anyway. Stands for Mario Kart 2025. Let's go! From years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. I'm gonna lurk while I go get some food. Alrighty. Enjoy the food and the D&D, and thank you for the lurk and the raid. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness in their body. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of a small case. I don't think that would make them shrink. Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. The whole thing is turning into a circus. Mr. Naruhodo, something occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deduction just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of the matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seems a little off. Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mr. Sato. Oh wow, we're not calling her Susato-san anymore. Is that just to show that we've switched to English or some shit? It's just one or two keywords in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some keywords in his deductions. Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure that if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions. Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. Hey, I fucked up. Fix it for me, please. This man is a lot of work. Sometimes I wonder how anyone puts up with me. It's not that funny. And you, my good fellow. Sorry. Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? Where'd your handcuffs? How did... I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it. Mr. Sholmes, you're a marvel. We were so busy talking about the fact that a small child would be the only one that could fit inside that case, we didn't notice him unshackling us. Don't worry, I'll restore the shackles to your wrists when we're finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, this is going to be a thing. So the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Rowlett, obviously what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer is, of course, is staring us right in the face. You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. No. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut a beard? I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. Doesn't quite sit right with me, though. Doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either. Which means I suppose that the deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a key word here, Naruhodo-san, and let's see if it helps. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better, then what? Then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san. Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything that we could use to switch around for the last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Rowlett going to use those enormous shears for? His nose! Are you looking at the buttons on this coat? Could it be that Mr. Rowlett was planning to cut those off? Oh, why? Well, wearing thick gloves, it may be very hard to undo buttons. Then couldn't you take off your gloves first? So he was going to use the scissors to cut his gloves off then. I want you to take a deep breath and look at it from a fresh perspective. Naruhodo-san. Oops. I think she's angry. Can I move? I know what I want to look at, but oh, I'm glad that I did that before I saw you say rotate. But please, again, no helping unless I ask for it, please. What is this? Gotta go, my boy. Major Shepard's starting. Alright, have fun. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, looks like a cascade of stunning golden locks. No. The color is not the point. The point is, what's it doing on the back of Mr. Roylet's head? And how is it growing out from underneath his thick black hair? I thought you didn't know, my bad. No, it's fine. Yeah, no, I hadn't played with anything yet. I was aiming for the newspaper, was what I was trying to do. Who's this hidden diva? Who could it be? Well, yes, that's true. So it's stunningly beautiful and stunningly surprising. Something's definitely not right here. Okay. Oh, present.
Yes!
Okay. Golden locks! Hey! You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Uh-huh. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. You're not a man at all. You're a woman, or a man with very long golden hair. Oh, cool. You get the fantasy fourth wall breaking light magic, too. Yeah! And judging from the length and the sheen of your hair, one's still very much in her youth. Oh, no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. The question then begs, is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of your magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on this matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is this article of the Revolutionary. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea the old man was really a young woman in disguise. Did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise. Naruto-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Sorry. You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room, deducting the facts with Mr. Sholmes. Just doing what we agreed. It's not like he's handsome or anything. I'm not having fun or anything. This is strictly business. Yes, I understand. Say no more. Wait, did she know or something? I think she's more, like, just kind of perturbed by the fact that we're getting into the swing of it the same as Sholmes. Well, anyway, let's focus on the part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked doesn't fit the facts at all now. No, that's true, given that Mr. Rowlet is actually a woman. Exactly. He, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary. Yeah. I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now. Yes. Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts that we now understand them. For some reason, this woman needs to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I have either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best. Take that! The evidence that reveals her true identity is this, the article about the ballerina. That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear that we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of Novich Ballerina's prima ballerina, Miss Nikolina Pavlova. Ah! Oh god, the scissors! Well, better the hat than in her chest. She's just a baby, Your Honor. Look at her. Oh my god, her entire body type just changed. You only took off your glasses and your hair and your wig and beard. What the fuck happened? Did you push a button that deflated the suit? My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. Ballerina on the run. You kidnapped yourself, didn't you? I knew it! Now, more for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime, over there. Oh, yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the fugitive's glance falls. You know, I thought the height would have thrown them off since she's like 15. Yeah. I mean, he could have just been a short guy. This woman is the ballerina, and she's in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside the traveling case as well. No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all. In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? She's smuggling a pet. I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again. You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes? Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. A waste paper basket. Traveling case. I saw it over on the floor, but it won't let me look at it. Ayo. Wow! Look at that dazzling tiara! Never seen anything like it. Those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruhodo-san. Try it on! What? Me? Isn't this usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on? Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful. Why does this tiara look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. What could it possibly be from? Anyway. Waste paper basket? Let's have a little look inside. Naruhodo-san, it's poor etiquette to go stiffing through someone's rubbish, you know? Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly. We have no choice. There's hardly anything in here at all. I have no clue. Well, we'll never figure out. I'm sure. Too bad. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. So, I can't do anything else, so I suppose I'm supposed to open it up. It's a very small case, isn't it? You can see instantly that no person could possibly fit inside here. So does this tell us that Miss Pavlova's telling glance in this direction was focused on something else? If that's true, though it doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Well, there's nothing incriminating inside this case. Why did she refuse to let us look inside? Yes, I wonder why. Perhaps she has a perfectly harmless reason, though? Okay, I can't open it. Can't use B or M to look around anymore. Am I supposed to present this? Tiara. I guess I was. The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. Ah! Oh, she ran away with the tiara because she stole it, and that's the oh, okay. Alright, I get it. I understand now. It's in my brain. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novich Ballet, is it not? Indeed. It would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in the newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. Yeah, it makes sense. It does make sense. In summary, like, she just gets to a new country, sells that thing, and she can probably just live off of that for the rest of her life. Though I don't understand stealing it. She probably also wanted to escape the Russian government for some reason. I don't know what was happening in Russia at this time period. The crime you committed is theft. Oh no! Yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully, taking their precious tiara with you. I like how she took the time to fix her hat. I have no one, no family, no friends. I am all alone, and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an earl of Prussia. It belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. Just thought, as a popular ballerina, there would be more opportunities, you know? Yeah. I am a Russian, but I feel like it's Russia, and if this is a time period of Russia that's, like, more tumultuous, then more than likely she wouldn't have those opportunities. Plus, this is the 1800s. Alright, I will tell you everything. There's no point in hiding it now. Come, let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? What's in the box? You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It's reasonable to conclude, therefore, that exists some reason why you wish to remain closed. The time period is important in this context. Yep. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me, we are not well suited to the life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your figurative glance to find the answer. What? The reason that you refuse to open your case is written on the bookshelf. Oh, written in the book on the shelf. He's completely changed tact in his deduction now. I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to changing circumstances, don't you? Maybe? But why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into this? It's just a wild guess, surely. Oh, do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open the case would be written in a book that doesn't even belong to her. Yes, that's true, but still, Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in the direction. I noticed it myself. And there has to be another reason why she wouldn't open her case. It must be somewhere in the same area, if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn. I agree, that's the only answer. Whatever she's hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookshelf. Oh. Oh, I didn't mean to. The rules of passage of the traveler in Brihad, the passenger must keep weapons and are strictly forbidden pets. It was exactly the same notice in our cabin, too. I wonder what happens if you break the rules. Oh dear, I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruto-san. You would probably be left to adrift in the freezing cold ocean. Good God. Imagine being super nervous and this detective just uses your own normal anxiety against you. I mean, that's kind of what they do. Or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end. So I've actually been serving time for weeks now. Have I? Okay, I meant to present it. I keep forgetting the R button. The rules of passage. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabin, pets are also strictly forbidden. I just had a fucking thought. There's a snake in there, isn't there? Never mind, I'm glad I never met one now. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from the carriage in this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. Shimmy shake! As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item would move on its own. If you're right, I'll do a flip right here and now. Alright, just remember, you said it. Which means one possibility. Miss Pavlova, inside your traveling case... Look at them dance. He found a new boyfriend. Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet. Ah! Gotta fix her hat. Possession of a prohibited animal. Solved! Deduction complete. Elementary. Should have been me. Who said that? Careful. Remember, she's 15. So clearly, you aren't who you say you were. No, I am not Grimsley Rowlet. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded during your own ballet company's performance in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. The Bria is a huge steamship with a vast crew. I meant the detective! Could you really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. You intended to sever all links to your past by severing your long hair. Yet, a woman's hair is no trifling matter. Oh yeah, to a woman. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, is it just you about to cut off your own hair? Who was it that let out the scream we heard from inside the cabin? That variable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. I was so scared when I ran away from Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disguise myself, so no one would recognize me. As a result, you transform yourself into that questionable old man, I see. I put on the fur hat and the fake beard. Then, just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper, right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened. I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearance completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and... At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that from time to time. What time is it? I have work in like in an hour and 15 minutes, and I gotta make sure I get my system up. Hold on, everybody, while I fuck with that for a second. Are those two even talking about the same thing? There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What's in the box? What exactly do you have inside the traveling case? You were right. This is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew... Your secret is safe with us, I assure you, but in return... you must tell us in as much detail as you can muster about the events of last night. But I want to see it! I grabbed an ice cream and the box still isn't open. Ah, it's Ace Attorney. Come on! Fucking connect already. Sorry, I'm yelling at my work system. Are we good? Is it gonna work this time? Hey, there we go. Yes, yes, alright. I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Wasn't it something Mr. Sholmes' great deduction? It was certainly something. Yes. I'm not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. One second. Bub-a-da-bup. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes, what? Observe your wrists. My... son of a bitch. Ah! Your hands. They're cuffed again. What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. He knew that Inosuke would dance with him, so he made sure that he had the ability to move. God damn it. When and why? There's still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment. Can it? Really? Or can't it really? Anyway, let's listen to Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I want to know what's in the box! I have to find out what the spectacle band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary was. Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door last night? One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died, he was a friend of mine. Oh. Better check your wallet later. Yeah, he's probably stole my money. And that's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example? Perhaps people talking? Perhaps the ship was absorbed into a wild tempest. Perhaps its steam engine exploded. Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed that had happened. Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me. Oh, I see. You've run away from the ballet company, haven't you? The Novich Ballet? Yes. I'm traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I want to start a new life. I wish to forget. A challenging proposition when you have a striking tiara as a reminder. But the tiara is mine! I need it to live! I have no money of my own. The Novich Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. Yep, that's what I thought. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes. And the crew of the ship, they have all been kind to me. Do they know? They let me come on board and they said I could hide in this cabin. Oh yeah? If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum. She is so right to leave. Yep. Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo? Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. To what conundrum, I'm not sure. Ryunosuke, your brain shut off again. Why was she in disguise if the people in the ship helped her out? Come on, dude. Wait, okay, hold on. If the people in the ship did help her out, I'm also, again, working on getting my work system up. If the people in the ship did help her out, I think specifically it's the big burly dude, because he's got that mark wrapped around his face, and if there is a snake in that box, it probably gave him a hug. A very tight hug. Conundrum. Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose you a riddle. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. However, the SS Bruya stopped by no port last night. Ah, that's it, of course. Oh yeah, Ryunosuke wouldn't have known about that. Okay, that makes sense why he didn't understand. I'm still confused about the disguise, unless she was just setting up the disguise as she got in. So how is it, pray, that you've come to be aboard? Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard. That is not your business. Is he? I think they're related. He's got the blonde hair, he's got blue eyes. I don't know if they're just going to be like, oh yeah, all Russians are like that. But I think they might be related. Yeah, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something. An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage. Sorry? What was that? It is how the Russian newspaper described one of my performances. And that is how I came here, too. I descended from the heavens because I am an angel. She flew. Your Honor, she can fly. Unless it's a coincidence, yeah. Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid. Mr. Sholmes once said, I never can resist a touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same. A genius descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to detection. Words once said about myself. A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, in fact. Yeah. She really said gaslight girl plus gatekeep. Yup. Yes, Mr. Snowy. Or Mr. Showy. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. Friend! What a diva. So the friend you mentioned inside your traveling case, is that right? I don't think animals are allowed on board according to the rules of passage. Oh, please, don't tell. Don't tell any of the crew. If they found my precious... Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt. Ah! So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes. But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Little puppy. No. Maybe an adorable little rabbit? No. Ha! You credit Russia as a land with small rabbits, do you? They could have been brought in as pets. Oh, don't they have small rabbits there then? You may well ask. I have no idea. To our miserable bludgeoners when it comes to understanding the nature of the young ballerina's friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken. He's in it, done it again! Sholmes has solved the mystery. Really? Consider the benefits. A rousing wake-up call, daily fresh eggs, and when adversity strikes, it could satisfy the needs of sustenance. Never mind. At least he was genuine. Nope. So, you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that. No. Well, it would appear that this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret not to be revealed. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. Is that right? I have evidence that I can present to her. My badge. My badge. Can I show you this? I'm actually a university student from the Empire of Japan, you see. That means nothing to me. No? Why would it? Mr. Naruhodo, if you're determined to flaunt your Yumai badge, at least choose a Japanese person who might recognize it. This is all I'm gonna show you. Maybe later. I could show Mr. Osanaga too. I'm so glad I did that. It's tradition. I have to show everyone my badge. Okay. What do I have? Is it this? Ms. Pavlova, about this article. Okay, it is. Cool. Did you know about this merciless revolutionary already? No. But when I saw the picture, I couldn't believe it. He looks just like me in my disguise. Yeah, you guys are so fucking similar. Am I the only one around here with eyes? The other man, the one wearing the brown, the one wearing the brown. Oh, she's talking about. Okay. He also said so. He said we look the same. Yes, he says a lot of things. But I have a strong feeling that besides you and the great detective, you won't find another soul in this ocean who thinks there's any similarity there at all. Mr. Naruhodo, I won't allow you to speak ill of Mr. Sholmes. No, I wouldn't dream of it. No, he's absolutely right on all fronts. Ms. Pavlova, about this article. You look so beautiful, like a fairy. I'm scared. If my picture is in the newspaper. Poor girl. She's so young, just 15 years old, for her to have run away all by herself. She must have felt very, very alone. Oh, the one about the spectacle band. This is the diary of my friend who had passed away. His diary? Yes. And he wrote in it last night before he died, something a little unusual. It reads, at 1:23 a.m., I could hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, What looked like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? Oh. Miss Pavlova, has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No. I don't know anything. Oh. She's lying. Excuse me, Mr. Roulette. Hot damn, she's fast. Yes, what? Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to the captain's quarters at once, please. Alright, I'll come now. What? You must leave, now. Oh, no, it's fine. Don't mind us. Yes, please don't worry yourself, Mr. Roulette. Get out! The passenger said out, or do you want me to throw you out? Ugh. Yeah, they gotta be related. Looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later. What a pity. So much for this being a 3-hour case. And we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown out into the passageway outside. To be continued. I think that works out perfectly because I have to start getting ready for work and I also need to get some food. So we are going to go ahead and end things here for the day. And we will be back most likely tomorrow with a continuation. So thank you everybody who came and hung out. Greg, if you're still lurking, thanks for the raid earlier. And Raffotron 2000. Thank you for the follow over here on the Twitch side. It's a very interesting case. I'll try to make it to another one. I will be going around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard U.S. time. So if that helps you to get yourself ready, that would be the time for it. Well, around 10 a.m. between 10 and 11 is when I'll start. But thank you for joining in, Azor. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and raid over here on the Twitch side to whoever's streaming right now. I don't know who's streaming. Zaid's going. Yeah, we got Zaid. Tria also just started. Tria's doing a partner push, and I think people over here on Twitch can definitely help out with that. So, we're going to go ahead and raid into Tria. She's going to probably be playing some more Paper Mario, but right now she's just doing some talking. So yeah. Thank you for everybody who came in. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I will see you next time. Bye. I'm waiting for the raid to be ready to go. Goodbye.